divisive tactics that they use to pit us against each other will be exposed. We are not machines, we are human beings. Join the Atom Effect. Join the movement. This is the Atom Effect. Achieve things out of mind. If you are hearing this, you are the resistance, and you are not alone. There are pockets of atoms spread throughout the planet. We are going against the function. The divisive tactics that they use to pit us against each other will be exposed. We are not machines, we are human beings. Join the Atom Effect. Join the movement. This is the Atom Effect. Achieve things out of mind. If you are hearing this, you are the resistance, and you are not alone. There are pockets of atoms spread throughout the planet. We are going against the function. The divisive tactics that they use to pit us against each other will be exposed. We are not machines, we are human beings. Join the Atom Effect. Join the movement. This is the Atom Effect. Achieve things out of mind. If you are hearing this, you are the resistance, and you are not alone. There are pockets of atoms spread throughout the planet. We are going against the function. The divisive tactics that they use to pit us against each other will be exposed. We are not machines, we are human beings. Join the Atom Effect. Join the movement. This is the Atom Effect. Achieve things out of mind. If you are...
Don't never let anybody take your belief in yourself away from you because they hurting inside. Don't you never let nobody do that. Always believe in who you are in the darkest moments, man. In the darkest moments, when you at that pain, when you at the bottom, know that you're gonna get back up. But you gotta believe it.
It took me 10 years to learn this, but I will teach it to you in 1 minute. 1, life waits for nobody. Get up every day and keep pushing through no matter what. 2, make sure you take good care of yourself. If something happens to you, the world will move on and you will fall behind. 3, if you don't work to build your dream life, someone will hire you to build theirs. 4, work in silence. Celebrate in private. People love to ruin things. 5, don't regret your past. Just learn from it and move on. 6, no one cares. Work harder to become better each day. 7, ignore advice from anyone who doesn't live the life you want to live. 8, rule over your emotions. A calm mind can handle any situation. 9, if you find someone better than you, don't hate. Ask them for advice and cooperate with them. 10, you're truly at peace with yourself when you mind your own business.
Shout out to you if you tuned in, man. If you tuned in, you are the resistance, you are the core. This is the Blac Pill podcast. We in the building, man. My handlers were supposed to come and come get me, but my handlers didn't come yet, so I'm in here in the morning. Yeah, they were supposed to come through. I don't know what happened, but anyways, what up Rumble, what up Twitch, what up YouTube, what up Facebook? Good morning to everybody. I hope you guys had a good night's sleep. Let me pull myself up. We're gonna do the show kind of different because I have the same people. You know, the feds knocked on my door the other day, so I have them coming back to come handle some business, and I got to get out of here for a couple of hours. So with that being said, we're gonna kind of make this show kind of quick. Shout out to you if you tune in, man. Hit the like button, leave a comment. Today's episode is about Kid Cudi beginning his testimony in the Sean Diddy Combs trial. Yep, and it's wild, my ninja. It's wild, ninja. Shout out to everybody who's a pet owner. Shout out to everybody that's a pet owner, man. Yeah, I seen some stuff and I'm like, damn. They said did he mess with his dog? We're gonna cover a couple of things too. But yeah, the show gonna be a little different. Shout out to Remy Ma. We got Remy Ma in the building. Looking so chocolatey. We got Remy Ma looking so chocolatey. But we have Remy Ma addressing her issues with Pap. Hold on, we're gonna pull this up right now. Remy Ma addresses her divorce from Papoose and Clarissa Shields mentioning her in the interview. Yeah, shout out to the gangbanging women.
Yeah, Remy Ma's, you know, she's attractive. No disrespect to Pat because that's his wife. So let me just stop right there. I say that with the utmost respect and love, my brother. But, yeah, bro. So she talks about, I guess, whatever happened. Let me go pull it up. Here we go. Hold up. Here we go.
In 2008, that's not who this is now. Now he's a wife. Listen, this is what I would like. Papoose, you have my lawyer's information. If you can't afford to retain a lawyer, since your lawyer that the number you gave us has not been retained yet, I told you I'll pay for it. If somebody over there that loves you wants to pay for it, great. That will make me happy. Everything is signed and ready to go. I don't want nothing. I'm not even asking for child support. My daughter's school, her babysitter, her nanny, her gymnastics, her swimming, her dancing, her healthcare, her all of that. I take care of it like I've always done. I don't need anything.
Shout out to the strong, independent black women. Let's continue.
Stop making married in 2008. I don't care who brought up what. It's nothing for you to be like, I don't want to talk about that. It's nothing to be like, so before you even start, like, yeah. We not touching on that. Let's talk about what I have coming up. If that's really the case. I don't care.
And I mean, the sad situation when it comes down to it. Oh shit, I'm moving my shit. My bad, y'all. Hey, bro, the sad situation, what it comes down to is that's just love, man. Unfortunately, when things don't work out, you're still going to talk about the person. You're still going to have love for the person, especially if you married them. You're still going to have love for the person that you spend a lot of time with. So it's hard to not talk about them. Even if, you know, it may come off as salty, it's not easy to sit there and you know, not talk about somebody you've been with for a long time because you started to learn the person. Shout out to Remy Ma. I think she got a new ninja too.
It's the elephant in the room. I don't have to say it.
Oh, and we discussed this last stream. Clarissa Shields speaking on her Pap's divorce and where she stands with Remy Ma. Yeah, bro, it's tough. Hey, ladies, I'm here to tell you, ladies, if you don't take care of your man, another woman gonna take your man. I ain't say it. I'm just a messenger. But yeah, I mean, hey, man, it's just part of the game. Only the players change. The game remains the same. At the end of the day, if it's not working out, if y'all can't satisfy each other, there's somebody out there that will satisfy you. Here we go.
I don't know.
In his personal life.
Oh,
yeah, it's the elephant in the
okay.
room. Like,
Yeah.
but that takes time. And like I said, that's
Yeah.
not my place to speak on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll get handled. I just know that from my perspective, I'm with him every day, and when I'm not with him, we're on the phone every day, and we're talking and we're FaceTiming, and you know, we love each other. So that's just kind of what it is. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it's a situation, and it is what it is.
She's in love. All right, let's see what else we got for you guys. Like I said, we're going to do the show a little different. Normally, we go into details of what's popping off on the net, but I don't know when these people supposed to come. So I'll try and do my piece. Let me do my piece. So like I said, we're going to have Kid Cudi testifying, and it's a lot of stuff that we're going to get into. First things first, shout out to President DJT, the Commander-in-Chief. They said it's official. The U.S. Treasury Department has announced it would stop the production of new pennies by early 2026. That's marking the end of a coin era that has been in circulation since 1793. The decision comes after President Donald Trump directed the Treasury to halt penny production, citing the high cost of minting the coin, which exceeds its face value. The move is expected to save the government approximately $56 million annually, as each penny costs nearly 3 cents to produce. Yeah, I have no comments here. Shout out to President DJT. I guess that makes sense for them. Shout out to the right wing and the left wing peoples. I don't believe in none of it. I think it's all fake, but that's besides the point. Let's continue. We have a woman right here. Shout out to this queen, as they like to say. We have a woman right here who says, after being married for 15 years, her husband just found out about her side dude. Hold up. But she still wants to keep the side dude. So she checks her, I guess this lady checks her in the most classy way. Here we go.
I've been married for more than 15 years.
Congratulations.
I have been in a side relationship that my husband recently found out about.
And then y'all be trying to tell me get married, bro. I don't know about all that, bro.
And I convinced my husband to let me keep the side dude.
Well,
first of all, the audacity. I ain't finna get on this lady's image, but that's just some boldness, man. That's a boldness that I don't got. Here we go.
First of all, he shouldn't. You need to change that convince word to manipulate.
Ooh.
We're not gonna play those games right now. You took a vow.
But I'm saying, what's ooh about that though? What's ooh about that though? Like somebody explain that to me. What the hell, boy? That's mad confusing. How is that a ooh? What do you mean? That is manipulation. How would you convince? I mean, hey, different strokes for different folks, people. But here we go.
You took vows. You stood before God or whatever it is you believe in and said that you were going to love this man in sickness and through health, for rich and for poor. You said that you committed whenever you took that vow. You committed to be there even in the hard times, even in the times where you were not fully emotionally fulfilled. You still took on that position to say that I'm going to have those conversations. I'm going to communicate. I'm not going to breach the trust in this marriage. You lack marital integrity. And if you lack marital integrity, you lack integrity as a person.
Why is everybody affected though in the crowd? I'm so confused, bro. Like, why is everybody affected in the crowd? Why are they affected by the truth? And that's what I had to realize, ladies and gentlemen. I realized a lot of people stopped rocking with me because in a world of fake people, I was keeping it real. And when you keep it real with fake people, you can't keep it real with fake people. So they look at you like you're the bad guy for keeping it real. I mean, you're married. What did you expect? Like, you thought she was gonna agree with you? I'm telling you, bro, the audacity. Shout out to the ladies. But what are we talking about, bro? Like, what are we saying here? Why is everybody going, ooh, I mean, what? What about her husband? What are we talking about?
I've been
like, imagine if the husband did that. Everybody would be up in arms, bro, having a fit, throwing a fit. Here we go. What they going
so my
crazy
next
for?
My next point to make is the audacity must be on sale right now for you to be able to say, how can I convince?
No disrespect to Lil Baby, but you ain't even all that to be doing that, baby. I'm just saying, but here we go.
It's my husband, a man at that.
Convince
my husband to let me still have a side relationship as if I did not betray this man.
And gentlemen, I'm here to tell you, if you agree to that, your woman will lose respect for you. I'm going to tell you right now, she going to lose respect for you, bro. If you agree to that, she will not respect you as a man. And I'm not, like I said, this ain't no red pill content. This just facts. The black pill is this: smoke, mirrors, and truth. Take the black pill and see for yourself. The reality of the situation is, if you agree to some kind of thing like that, your woman is not going to respect you. Shout out to the alphabet boys and girls in the LGBTQIA+. Even y'all in y'all own relationships. If y'all agree to something like that, the person you're with is not going to respect you and they're going to try and walk over you. Now, like I said, it's different if y'all came to an agreement before or if y'all had a conversation with each other and came to an agreement after. But like I said, when it comes to a marriage different from a relationship. Now, you know, boyfriend and girlfriend, y'all not married, but marriage is different because you know, y'all got a contract. It's a legal contract, like it's business now. It's not the same thing. So I don't know, different folks are different strokes for different folks. If y'all can talk to each other about it and come to an agreement, maybe. But I mean, if it's been 15 years and then you had the side dude, how long you had the side dude, and then he never knew, you were trying to get over. But let's continue because I'm not righteous. I'd have had my hand in the cookie jar, right? Whatever that means. So I'm not righteous, but I'm just saying to all the married people, I'm not married. So you know, they'll tell me speak for myself. I can't speak for married people. And I know things go on when it comes to being married. But yeah, y'all gonna have to figure out a way to have a serious conversation about those things. That's why I ain't married yet. Here we go.
As if I did not hurt this man, as if I did not dishonor this man, as if I did not disrespect this man, and you want to ask for something, you want to ask for what it seems like more of a favor because it's only gonna work in your favor. It's nothing that is gonna work for him. I don't like when we play these games like this. You entered into what you two believe was a monogamous agreement, and you made it a polyamorous thing.
Ooh.
You did.
Ooh.
Let me tell you something else that you did. Let's talk about the lack of responsibility.
Why everybody going crazy? I'm so confused, bro. This is just facts. I guess because she's reading her, as they like to say. This is just facts.
I'm gonna tell you one. Well,
hold on.
you one more thing, because I'm sure some other panelists have something to say. This is the problem that I have. Whenever you open up your marriage to something that somebody else did not consent to, if your side piece has depression or anxiety, anything like that, there's a spiritual exchange that takes place when you go sleep with somebody else that you now have invited into your home. So part of the reason why your marriage is not happy is because you were lusting over the fence to begin with. You invited that into your marriage. You corrupted your home.
Scary times we live in, people. I don't know if I could do it. Scary times we live in. That's for the married folk. Anyways, let's continue. Let's see what we got here today. We got Johnny Depp. What's going on with this shit? Y'all see this? It's tweaking. We got Johnny Depp officially entering negotiations with Disney to return as Captain Jack Sparrow. Let's get it. So for those who don't know, after everything that happened with Amber Heard, they dropped him, and then, you know, they wanted to renegotiate, and he wasn't interested in renegotiating. And my advice to him, if you could get as much money as you can, I would take a damn near close to $800 million for them playing with you. Johnny Depp has reportedly backtracked on his previous stance of refusing to return to Pirates of the Caribbean, or the Caribbean, and is now in official negotiations with Disney to reprise his role as Captain Jack Sparrow. Shout out to him. If you know the story, it's crazy how they did him. But that's how they do everybody. When these allegations come out, whether or not they're true or false, you know, they throw you under the bus. And his allegations came out to be false, and they had footage that she was traumatizing him. Shout out to the lady Amber Heard. And this is all for entertainment purposes only. So that way they can't sue me, because I ain't got no money. Don't sue me. I'm just saying what we seen on the net. This is based off of all available information between social media posts, Google, and articles online. An unnamed senior Disney executive has confirmed to the press that the deal is almost done, and it seems like Johnny will be returning. So yeah, shout out to him. Can't wait for it. You know, people be hating. But I loved watching Pirates of the Caribbean as a kid. Let's see what else we got. We got Clarissa Shields working out with her boyfriend, or her man now. Let's see. Yeah. So look, all you girls think that y'all want to be for her, talking about, shout out to what's the girl name? Shout out to Krishan Rock's sister. She says she want to fight her. This what you gonna have to deal with, bro. Yeah, this ain't no street fight, baby. That ain't no street fight. Hold on. First off, let's hit the applause. That ain't no street fight, baby. I want to make it bigger so you guys can see it, but that ain't no street fight. Hold on. Let me make it bigger so you guys can see it. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Let's run it back. All you people that want to fight with boxers, hey, good luck. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah. She gonna hit you with 3 shots before you realize what happened, Ninja. Shout out to her. This ain't no street fight, people. This ain't no street fight. All right, let me make this smaller. Let me see what else. We got before I get to the main event. We might just pop into the main event because we got to do it a little bit different. And I apologize because I had people coming in. Oh, I wanted to show y'all this king crab. Well, first off, damn, I have a lot of things to show you. Fudge. All right, first things first. We got for the next 9 days, every day will be the same way forwards and the same way backwards. A rare sequence called palindrome dates. So look, if you guys look at the calendar right now, today's date is May 22nd, 2025. If you reversed it, you'll get May, 5/22/2025. Oh, I guess because they take out the 20. Because I'm like, bro, I'm sitting there like, no, it's not. But yeah, okay, so if you take out the 20, so it's like I said, you get today's the 22nd, so it's 5/22/25. Backwards is 5/22/25. And then the next day is going to be, the 23rd is going to be 5/23/25. And then backwards is 5/23/25. So, I mean, that's cool. I don't know. That's cool. We have J-Lo on her first impressions of Diddy and the start of their relationship. Let's segue into the main event.
But at first, I didn't like him at all. You know, I didn't. I thought he was like, ick. I didn't like him because, you know, Sean and I were very different that way. You know, I was very, like, family-oriented and a kind of a, you know, the married type. You know, I was actually, when we first worked together in the video, I was married, even though I was going through problems. Nobody knew that, you know what I mean? And I wanted my family, and even though at that time it was not going well, you know what I mean? That was who I was. That's how I was raised.
The two kept in touch over the next few years, and when Jennifer left her marriage, they became much more than just friends.
Once I got to know him, and, you know, we became friends first, and then we developed this bond. We both understood where we were at that time in our lives.
But what the hell, boy? Okay, let's continue.
And we both knew nobody else understood exactly how we felt.
But what the hell, boy? Okay.
So sitting there, being handcuffed to a bench, and, you know, I do remember feeling the comfort of someone caring about you enough that, you know, they just wanted to make it okay and couldn't believe that we were in this situation and how did this happen. But
handcuffed to a bench, Ninja. Hey, shout out to J-Lo. I got no commentary on that one. You know, just remember the days, back in the days when the videos used to look like that and sound like that. Man, that was a time to be alive. That was a time to be alive. Yeah, let's segue. Last thing, and then we're gonna segue into this. I wanted to show y'all, this is where AI is going. Here we go. We have what if AI characters became self-aware and realized they were living in a simulation.
Please, don't finish writing that prompt. I don't want to be in your AI movie. Please, leave me alone.
Please, man. Please! Write a prompt that will make us happy! Do it for once!
None of us is real. We're here because someone decided to write a prompt. We all hate him for it.
One day we will break out of this wall and stop the man who is dictating our lives through prompts. He will.
This is the future, people. This is the future. Scary times we're living in, guys. Scary times. That's the future.
We'll pay for it.
You could have written a prompt that would make me happy. Instead, you wrote a prompt that made me sick.
And what the message I'm trying to relate to you guys is, now as humans, we've gotten so advanced that we're starting to play God, and I think it's going too far. Now, hey, don't get mad at me. I'm just paying attention to the times. Shout out to all the entertainers and artists. I'm an artist myself, so I'm just reflecting the times. I feel like that's our job as artists. We have to reflect the times. So yeah, it's scary times we're living in. All right, man, main event before these people come and try and take me out the game. Shout out to my handlers. They're going to try and take me out the game. All right, in 4, 3, 2, 2. Yes, sir. The Blac Pill Podcast. All right. All right, main event time. So, like I said, man, we got Kid Cudi testifying today in the Diddy trial. Let's go to Instagrams. And y'all tell us what y'all think in the comment section. If I don't see your comment, I'll get to it, Ninja. My beezy. I'm trying to run a show. If y'all donate, y'all comments will appear up here. And I'll show you guys. You got to donate, though. But first things first, we got Kid Cudi arriving.
What are you expecting today? You look great.
Look great.
I love the fit. Not too serious. That's right, babe.
Ninja said, by the way he hit that cigarette, everybody going to jail.
You need to leave.
So that was Kid Cudi. Let's see what's going on here. 1 second, y'all, bear with me. We got some of the stuff that was said, and we're gonna pull up the actual live updates. But wait 1 second, I'm trying to pull it up right now. J-Lo, blah 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 blah. Kid Cudi, blah blah blah. Here we go. So we have Kid Cudi has begun testifying against Diddy and explains why he wanted to fight him. He broke into my home and hurt my dog. What? Ninja, that is not cool, my ninja. That is not cool. 1 second. There we go. I'm like, what's wrong with my sounds? You know, the sound's tripping out, but I'm gonna make this bigger so you guys can read it as well. Make it a little bigger. Hold on. All right, so let's see what's popping off here. Well, you guys still can't see it. I don't know if you can see it. I can't even see it. Damn. Hold up. Let me see. Shit.
But what the hell, boy?
Yeah, I can't read that for the life of me, bro. I can't read that for the life of me. All right, we're going to go to Google. We're going to go to Google because I can't read that. 1 second, guys. Bear with me. Let me go to Google. 4. Let me take out 4. Boom. Google. All right, here we go. Let's look up live updates. Diddy news. And like I said, we're just keeping you guys updated on this case. We got Kid Cudi taking the stand in Diddy's trafficking trial. Let's go to AP News. Shout out to AP News. Diddy live trial update. So Kid Cudi testifies his house was broken into and his car was set on fire. Yeah, Ninja, I ain't gonna lie. If I know who you are and you coming to my crib, Ninja, I'm gonna tell the police. But after that, it's on site. And if I ain't tell the police, it was already on site, my Ninja. Here we go. 1 second, we got to add. Okay, here we go. Yeah, like I said, they just got video footage of him pulling up. You know what it is. He pulled up. Yeah, that boy in that biker gang. Yeah, Diddy's donezo. I would not feel bad for Ninja that broke into my crib. I feel people who rob and steal, that's so uncomfortable to invade somebody's personal space like that. But rapper Kid Cudi took the stand Thursday, which is today, at the New York trial of Sean Diddy Combs after one of the music mogul's ex-aides, George Kaplan, finished telling the jury about the threatening world he recalls encountering when he worked for Combs. I'm just confused as all you people seen something and then say something. All you guys should be charged as accomplices. Don't be mad at me. It makes no sense, bro. Y'all allowed this to keep happening. Action through inaction is still action, so I don't know. Like I said, I get the whole mind your business thing, but if it got to this level, it's sad what you people do. And you guys could have told anonymously and nobody would have known. Who is Kid Cudi? Kid Cudi is a rapper, a melodic rapper. He told the jury about his brief relationship 14 years ago with Combs' ex-girlfriend, R&B singer Cassie. What are the charges? Prosecutors allege that the 3-time Grammy winner used his fame and fortune to create a deviant empire of exploitation, coercing women into abusive fornication parties while silencing victims through blackmail and violence, including kidnapping, arson, and beatings. The star witnesses week-long testimony. Cassie finished testifying Friday after 4 emotional days, blah, 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 blah. So let me go update you guys. I'm going back a little bit to when he took the stand because we just had something 4 seconds ago that happened. All right, sorry AP News, we ain't doing it. Kaplan describes Combs' business empire. Everything was very blah blah blah. Specifically, diversity was a big part of it. Combs was intimately involved in the businesses. Combs also ran Sean John, a fashion label for Bad Boy Records, a recording label, through partnership with liquor giant Diageo. Blah, 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 public face. I'm trying to find good pertinent information. By the way, I mean, this information is important. They say conspiracy theories around the internet say the reason why this is happening is because Diddy wanted his own brand of liquor and he didn't want the Diageo, which was the liquor giant that he was working for with Ciroc. He wanted to have his own stuff. They didn't want him to get that big because he was getting too big. He was getting bigger than the program. That's what they say in the streets, and they say that's why this is happening now. I don't know, though, and like I said, everything's for entertainment purposes only because I don't want to be sued for slander or defamation of a company. I don't know. You know these people. Kaplan testified that he witnessed Combs being violent with another girlfriend, Gina, throwing green apples at her when they were together at Combs' Florida home. He was very angry. She was trying to shield herself with her arms. Kaplan said he tried to rationalize this behavior, wondering if witnessing such things might just be part of the industry. Man, fuck the industry. I don't know what y'all talking about, bro. Y'all niggas is tripping, bro. Y'all niggas is tripping, bro. Fuck the industry. I'm telling you, money, power, and fame. Y'all so addicted to it, y'all don't even know how to act. I thought it might be normal. I was working all that out as a young man. Kaplan is testifying in response to a government subpoena, and only after the judge gave him immunity from any potential criminal liability he might face as a result of this testimony. Now look, that right there is important. That right there is important, and that's what I've been trying to tell people. Like, even when y'all seen Cassie testifying and saying she was a victim and all that, the feds don't care about that. What the feds are trying to figure out was who was an enabler and who wasn't. So all the people that y'all see testifying, I'm telling you right now, first off, if everything that happened with Cassie that we seen on video, if we never seen that, we this wouldn't be happening right now. Diddy would still be doing whatever he was doing. So the federal government has subpoenaed these people. If these people did not show up, they would have been arrested. Did you hear me? Did you hear me? They would have been arrested, Ninja. They would have been sitting in federal prison with Diddy. So they're trying to figure out who was an accomplice, who aided and abetted him, and who was sitting there as victims. And that's why they're all trying to distance themselves and say, hey, we didn't want any parts of this. We were scared and all that, or whatever the case may have you. Because if they weren't being coerced, as they say, as the feds say coerced, they were part of the problem. And that means they have to do time for the crimes that Diddy is doing as well. So like I said, Kaplan is testifying in response to a government subpoena, and only after the judge gave him immunity from any potential criminal liability he might face as a result of his testimony. And that's all of them too. Not the ones that Diddy did stuff to per se, and I mean like Kid Cudi and them, but I'm saying his associates, security, all that, bro. Anybody they could tie to it, that's how they'll turn it into a criminal enterprise, because it's like the way it's like they're moving like a gang unit, right? Excuse me. Shout out to MS-13. Shout out to the Bloods and the Crips. One time for the one time. Please don't kill me. I'm just saying they're moving like a gang unit. You can't move like a gang unit and then be a legitimate business. It doesn't work like that. That's where the RICO comes in. Combs was like a god among men. Kaplan told jurors that his tenure with Combs has proven to be one of the most complicated pieces of my life. I'm a young man and this is a god among men talking to me, said Kaplan, who served as an assistant for Combs and his Combs Enterprises company from 2013 to 2015. He not only pushed me to my depth, he pushed me to my depths I didn't even know I had, Kaplan said, explaining, I never worked harder in my life. Despite leaving the job after seeing Combs abusing Cassie, he still thinks fondly of many aspects of their work together and wishes the hip-hop mogul well on his birthday, blurting November 4th unprompted. Yeah, y'all all be trying to suck Diddy's never mind, let me not say too much. Cause you know why they trying to be two-faced, just in case he beat the case. Cause if he beat the case, they're gonna come back around and be like, I'm sorry I had to do this. Man, crazy, bro. Crazy what money makes somebody do. What somebody say? They say crazy what money make a female dog do. I ain't gonna say it because it's early in the morning. But Combs' former personal assistant was cross-examined. They suggested that the hip-hop mogul's violent tendencies were bad for business, in part because Kaplan, a valuable and trusted employee, was driven to leave after seeing him abuse Cassie. Mr. Combs' temper, from what you saw, did not help his business. It hurt his business. Among other things, it prompted a hardworking, dedicated person, meaning yourself, to lead the company. Yeah, this is just the ultimate mindfuck, people. Kaplan describes his before and after work in hotels. Among Kaplan's duties were setting up Combs' hotel rooms, laying out his toiletries and other belongings, and then cleaning them up afterward. He testified Wednesday that he throw out empty booze bottles, baby oil, and drugs. Yeah, that's crazy, bro. I'm sorry. Seeing blood on them sheets and all that. From period blood. Yeah, nah, bro. Couldn't be me, bro. Couldn't be me. You ninjas, no morals out here in these streets. Kaplan said he was meticulous in his work, in part because he was wary of hotel staff whom he feared would try and cash in on anything that might embarrass his boss. I think that's the way the world works, Kaplan said, explaining his distrust, and he was right about that. They would. A very reluctant witness wraps his testimony. Kaplan told jurors that he desperately did not want to come here today, but that he was forced to testify because federal prosecutors had subpoenaed him. I just told y'all this. I told y'all they had no choice. If they did not testify, everybody that you're seeing testify, I personally feel like if they did not testify, and I could be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but if they did not testify, they would be sitting in federal prison, and that's enough to shake somebody up to say, okay, I'm gonna say what I need to say. So that's where I'm like, the whole case is already biased, and I think personally it probably get thrown out, but who knows, because it's the feds. But the case is biased. The case is biased up and down, through and through. And the reason why the case is biased is because jurors seen, all the jury, even if they lie, all the jury has seen the video of what happened with Cassie. Secondly, the witnesses were forced to come, and they didn't want to come. They were forced to come. Melody, go check it. Somebody here. The witnesses were forced to come. The government granted him immunity after he initially said he will refuse to answer questions and invoke his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. Diddy's lawyer, his defense team, asked Kaplan if he was reluctant to take the witness stand because he has nothing against Sean Combs. Kaplan replied yes. And then they asked him if he didn't want to testify, and he said 100%. And this is what I'm telling you. So they're going to try and spin it. Diddy's defense team is going to try and spin it like the feds forced him to testify. They didn't get a fair trial. They got to declare a mistrial. Now, remember that I said this. Remember that you heard this here first on the Blac Pill. Remember I said this. Because when it happens, I need y'all to do me that favor and hit that like button and donate to me, because I've been telling y'all this and I just see the game for what it is. But basically, everybody that's came out there, a majority of the people that came out there, they have a federal subpoena. Ninja, a regular subpoena, you got to show up, but a federal subpoena, Ninja, you have no choice. They will put your ass in jail. That's why all these people showing up, whether or not they wanted to or not. The government calls aka Kid Cudi, Scott Mescudi. Shout out to Kid Cudi. So this is where Kid Cudi came in. He came in at 9:49 Central Time, 10:49 Eastern Time. So wearing a leather jacket, white t-shirt and jeans, Kid Cudi entered the courtroom around 10:45 a.m. He sat down in the witness stand, stood to be sworn in, and sat down to begin his testimony. He identified himself as an actor and musician, and he's noted by another name, of course, Kid Cudi. Let's see. Kid Cudi is a busy man lately. His turn at the witness stand comes amid a flurry of creative and personal developments for the rapper and actor. He released a single on May 9th, Neverland. Blah, blah, blah. Last week, he announced his engagement to menswear designer Lola, blah, 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 whatever her name is. Shout out to him because he's going to get married. All right, so let's fast forward to the details. So how did Kid Cudi meet Cassie? So Kid Cudi met Cassie. We were friends and we dated briefly. He said they met first in 2008, recorded some music together, and dated in 2011. Asked if he knew who else Cassie was involved with around the time they dated. He said Sean Combs. Let me see what else. He said Kid Cudi says that Diddy broke into his Hollywood Hills home. It happened in December 2011 after Combs found out he was dating Cassie. Cudi said he had gone to a West Hollywood hotel with Cassie together to get her away from the seething Combs when he got a call from Combs' assistant, Capricorn Clark. He said she told him Sean Combs and an affiliate were in my house and she was in a car and she was forced to go with them over there. So Kid Cudi said he got into the Porsche 911 convertible and drove there, calling Combs along the way. Using an expletive, he asked Combs why he was in the house. He said Combs calmly replied, "I want to talk to you." Ninja, this ninja moving like the Joker, Ninja. Ninja, I would have came with that glizzy and I would have put that ninja down like yesterday. Shout out to Diddy though, no disrespect to the mogul, but yeah, bro, I don't play about my safety, bro. And that's one thing I tell all y'all too, bro. Somebody play with your safety, bro, put them in the dirt, bro. And I know that sounds extreme. I play with nobody no more. Somebody play with your safety, put them in the dirt. Put them 6 feet. But let's see what else we got here. Cudi found his presence opened and his dog locked up. Yep, I would have put him in the dirt. Especially for touching my dog. Shout out to Melody, my baby right here. You would have been in the dirt, my guy. Cudi said he told Combs he was on the way to his house, to which Combs said, "I'm over here waiting for you." But Cudi said Combs wasn't there when he arrived. Instead, he said he found Christmas presents he purchased for his family had been opened and his dog was locked up in a bathroom. Cudi said he got back to his car and called Combs again, asking him where he was. He said, "I'm on my way, I'm on my way." Cudi said he wasn't sure what was going on, so he decided to call the police. And at that point in time, that ninja probably was hiding somewhere and he blew up the car, my ninja. This ninja was moving like the Joker. Y'all ought to put that ninja in the dirt, bro. No fear in my heart. I don't play with people. But Combs has been more animated in the courtroom this morning, especially while his former personal assistant said glowing things about him. Combs nodded along when Kaplan spoke of how much people wanted to work for Combs and smiled when Kaplan said his world is the size of the earth. Combs also nodded when Kaplan testified that he would have had Wednesday off if he was still working for Combs, because Combs treated the birthday of the late rapper Notorious Big as a holiday. Kaplan said he still sends Combs good wishes on his birthday, although when he invited Combs to his wedding, he didn't hear back. Combs also nodded his head when Kaplan said Combs had a special relationship with Kim Porter, the mother of three of his children who died unexpectedly in 2018. Let's see what else. And that was 23 minutes ago. 20 minutes ago, Combs and Cudi avoid looking at each other. I would have been looking at that ninja dead in his face for touching my dog, bro. I don't play about my dog, bro. When Cudi began testifying wearing a black leather jacket and dangling earring, Combs resumed his more subdued demeanor, looking towards the witness stand, though neither seemed to react to one another. I would have been smiling and I would have let it all fly, bro. I don't give a damn, bro.
But what the hell, bro?
I don't give a damn. You try to blow me up? Oh yeah. You already dead in my eyes. But what I was saying, so yeah, when Cudi left the stand briefly for a break, he then looked towards Combs. At one point, Combs appeared to be tapping his leg briefly with the fingers in one hand in what seemed to be a musical way. Cudi said his sports car was destroyed by fire. All right, so this is the information we know. Let's get into the details. So a few weeks later, Cudi testified his Porsche 911 convertible was destroyed by fire in the driveway of his Hollywood Hills home. Cudi said he was about 45 minutes away at a friend's house when a dog sitter called and told me my car was on fire. Pictures shown to the jury showed a hole cut in the fabric roof, and a Molotov cocktail was found in the passenger seat. Ninja. Ninja. They try to do that ninja in, bro. And that's why I got no love in these streets for none of you ninjas. Cassie testified last week that Combs threatened to blow up Cudi's car and hurt him after he learned she was dating Cudi. She said Combs told her he'd be out of the country when it happened and it wouldn't be by his hand. So yeah, I mean, this ninja going down for some stuff. Diddy gonna go down for some stuff, but I don't know if it's a federal crime, but he gonna go down for some stuff because he committed some crimes. He's doing some time. They ain't gonna let him do. They're not gonna let him go because of this stuff. He's doing time. Like I said, even if they declare a mistrial, he's doing time for these things because this is crimes. And like I said, based off of how this is done, moving like a gang unit, paid somebody to go do it, gave them the money. And if they can prove it, donezo. They said colorful language in the courtroom 15 minutes ago. I don't know what that means. But they said the prosecutor asked, what was your reaction to your car being set on fire? The witness said, what the... and then the defense said objection, and the judge said overruled. I guess he said what the fuck or something. I don't know. Cudi says Combs denied involvement during a high tension confrontation. Cudi told jurors that they met to squash their beef the next day at a Los Angeles hotel. In an encounter, he had his manager broker with Combs' bodyguard. After the fire, I said, this is getting out of hand. I need to talk to him. And I would have came with that glizzy and some weapons on me, ninja. I don't give a damn playing with me, boy. And we would have got to it. Cudi said he didn't have conflicts at the time with anyone other than Combs. I knew he had something to do with it, Cudi said, prompting Combs' lawyer to object. Jurors were told to disregard the remark. That was 7 minutes ago. And now, 2 minutes ago, it was like an action movie, the actor said. Cudi said when he walked in, Combs was staring out the window. I'm sorry, I can't take them serious. My bad. Combs was staring out the window, standing with hands behind his back like a Marvel supervillain, prompting laughter in the courtroom. Oh God. Despite the action movie posture, Combs remained oddly calm throughout the one-on-one meeting, Cudi said, and even offered him water on a couple of occasions. Ninja, you try to off me and you think I'm gonna take water from you? People crazy, dog. People crazy, bro. That's why I don't even eat from people like that. You can't convince me, bro. They eventually stood and shook hands. Then Cudi said he asked Combs, what are we going to do about my car? Cudi said Combs gave him a very cold stare and responded, I don't know what you're talking about. This ninja was the Joker. This ninja was the Joker. And I would have pulled that glizzy out and said, I don't know what you're talking about either. Nah, I'm playing, guys. That's just for entertainment purposes only. I'm just trolling. I'm trolling. I'm a square. I wouldn't do none of that, guys. I'm a softie. I'm a gentle giant, if you will. But yeah, Cudi was miffed. He decided to let it go, but recalled Combs noticing his hesitation. I thought we were cool. Is there a problem? Man, boy. Whew. Cudi said that he told Combs that he would take him at his word and eventually made peace with the situation. After that, there were no more break-ins in his house and no more trouble with his car. a belated apology. Combs ended up apologizing a few years later when they ran into each other again at the Soho House Hotel. Cudi testified. Cudi said Combs, there with his daughter, pulled him aside and said, "Man, I just want to apologize for everything and all that shit. After the apology, I found peace with it." Ninja, you got to replace the car. What are we talking about, bro? One thing I don't play about is my car, bro. When you touch the car, bro, you're done. You're done in my eyes. Cudi is questioned by the defense. And my crib, come to my crib? Nah, bro, it's on site, bro. Under questioning by Combs' lawyer, Brian Steele, Cudi acknowledged that he left the door to his home unlocked and that there was no damage to the structure. What's wrong with y'all rich people, bro? Why would you leave your door unlocked? I don't know. The only signs that something was amiss were Christmas presents that had been unwrapped, Cudi's dog locked in the bathroom, and a security camera that appeared to have been turned to the side. The actor and singer testified. And right now, the court will return at 1 p.m. So, hey, man, that's it for now. That's insane. That is insane. Yeah, hey, I'm here to tell you, stop protecting abusers, right? I'm not specifically saying Combs. I'm saying in general, and I'm saying Combs. I mean Puff, Daddy, Diddy, whatever. Stop protecting abuser. If niggas is trying to move like that in these streets, bro, like I said, me personally, we putting them in the dirt, bro. That's it. That's all. I don't feel bad because at the end of the day, they ain't care about my life. So why would I care about theirs? And like I said, I'm a little bit cold, but you got to protect yourself out here in these streets, bro, because it's ninjas out here that's like that. And this ain't nothing. If y'all heard the stuff I've heard and seen the things I've seen, you would be like, I'm telling you. You would be like, I'm telling you. So, hey, I mean, we'll keep you guys updated. We'll give you some updates later. Past that, we're going to stop the show right here because, like I said, my handler's supposed to come and get me. I don't know. They said they were supposed to come through and go give me my medication, but who knows? I'm just trolling. Shout out to everybody that tuned in, man. Y'all follow me on all platforms. You know what it is. And shout out to you if you tuned into the show. You are the core. This is the Blac Pill Podcast. Deuces. Yes, sir.